All right, Jessica, here is your new reverse osmosis, also called RO system. What do you think?
Looks good. A bit more complicated than my pitcher filter.
You know what it is, but it actually works a lot better too. The unit right here will sit underneath the kitchen cabinet, and it begins very similar to your cartridge filter. Water will come through this first pre-filter. That's granulated activated carbon, a carbon block, and that'll be good for taste and odor. Then the water will leave and come to this center cartridge, and that's really important. This actually has a membrane inside it where water gets forced through the membrane. The only thing that can get through are the molecules, the H2O or water molecules that'll pass through here and now continue through as clean, beautiful water to another post filter right here into this accumulator tank, and then ultimately out through a separate faucet right here. What do you think?
Looks great.
Well, if there's any downside, it only makes a certain amount of water, so you're going to only get your drinking water. You're not going to use it for washing dishes or anything else, and you'll know, though, that that water is really good. And the other thing is that those impurities have to be dealt with, so you're going to lose between 1 and 2 gallons of water to a drain for every good, clean 1 gallon that you get. But that's worth it, I think.
Sounds like it to me.
All right, let me get underneath and get started. To get started, we mount the filter cartridges on the inside of the kitchen cabinet with a couple of screws. The new filter requires a separate faucet, so we'll eliminate that old soap dispenser and use the hole for the faucet. All right, Jessica, I'm going to pass you 3 tubes up through the hole, 2 blacks and 1 with a blue stripe on it, and you just hold on to them, okay? I am so glad you're here, because I would need really long arms if you weren't. All right, so now I just have to push these tubes onto a barbed fitting, pretty tight, that's good. And that's the drain connections. And now you're going to pass me that line that goes up through. All right. And now you see this toggle bolt right here? That's going to hold this base to the underside of the cabinet. So I want you to hold that together. Now I'm going to go underneath. We're going to push that toggle down through, and then you're going to make it up with a Phillips screwdriver, and I'll hold it from below. All right, Jessica, why don't you take that Phillips screwdriver and just tighten up that nut, and that you'll spin that bolt down through the toggle wing nut. You got more to go. Okay, so that should be good and snug. So now we just have to make this last connection right here. Now here's the faucet, and the connection couldn't be simpler. It has captive teeth in here, so once I push that tubing in, it's in for good. That's it. And we turn it counterclockwise, and there's our faucet right there. Good. So now I need to get the supply of cold water to our new filter. So this is the cold water shutoff underneath the sink, and here's the feed that goes up to the cold water side of our existing faucet. I could cut in a T down here, another shutoff, but they also make fittings like this. Now this is actually pretty ingenious. This would allow me to break this connection to our cold water, replace it with this, and tighten it onto this thread. This allows me a port to connect my cold water to the filter. Then I could reconnect the faucet right here without having to solder at all. Not bad, huh?
Sounds great.
Except I have to do it under here. All right, just tighten it up with a wrench. All right, just to review, here is our cold water feed that comes from the cold water shutoff to the filter. And then this is that line that I sent you up to the faucet, the blue line plus the 2 blacks, right? Remember?
Yep.
So one of those black lines comes back to us right here, and that's for the discharge from this filter. We have to connect this into this kitchen sink drain. Now they provide us with a special adapter right here, but there really isn't enough room for us to put it in, so I've got to cut this back a little bit right here. All right, the last piece of our reverse osmosis system is to make this connection to the accumulator tank. You know what? I think you could actually make this connection. Watch. Ready? Take this. Right.
Sounds good.
Push it all the way down. I had no idea you were a plumber. Amazing. All right, so that's done. So that'll just help the unit not work as hard. I'm going to turn the water on. All right, so on it goes. Water is back on. You get to do the honors.
All right.
Looks pretty clear. That's a good sign.
Looks
Give
good.
it a taste.
All right.
You are drinking pure H2O.
Tastes wonderful.
Hold the iron, hold the lead.